Hey everyone, and welcome. You know that feeling when a scent just totally changes the mood of a room? That cozy, calm, or even energized vibe? Well, what if you could bottle that up yourself? Today, we're going to dive into exactly how to do that by making your own gorgeous, natural soy candles. And trust me, it's way easier than you probably think.
I just love this. It really nails why we're doing this, right? It's not just a craft project. We're not just melting wax. We're creating a whole experience, a vibe, all from some simple, natural stuff and a little bit of your own creativity.
All right, so first things first, before we even think about melting anything, let's tackle the big question. Why soy wax? I mean, what's the big deal? Well, let me tell you, soy wax has been a total game changer for people making candles at home, and for some really, really good reasons.
Yeah, this chart lays it all out pretty clearly, doesn't it? For ages, candles were all paraffin wax. And paraffin, it's basically a byproduct of petroleum. But soy wax, that's a whole different story. It comes from soybeans, totally natural and renewable. It's biodegradable, which is awesome. Plus, it gives you a much cleaner burn with less of that black soot. And you're supporting farmers, not fossil fuels. It's just the better choice all around.
So, are you on board with soy? I thought so. Okay, great. Let's talk about what you actually need to get started. The next step is getting your little kit together. And don't worry, this isn't going to be some crazy expensive shopping trip. I'd bet you already have some of this stuff sitting in your kitchen. So here's the basic shopping list. For the wax, look for something called 464 soy wax. It's super beginner friendly. Then you'll need some simple cotton wicks. And the rest? It's basically kitchen stuff. A thermometer, a pouring pot, or a double boiler, and a digital scale. Oh, and these little wick stickers and a holder bar, they're not 100% necessary, but trust me, they make getting that wick perfectly straight so much easier. Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest questions people have when they start out. What do I use for the scent? This is super important. You want to use fragrance oils, not essential oils. Why? Because fragrance oils are literally engineered to handle the high heat of a candle and to bond with the wax. They give you that amazing, strong scent we all want. Essential oils, as much as we love them, they just can't take the heat. They'll either burn off or, in some cases, can even be unsafe. So stick to fragrance oils for candles. All right, we know why we're using soy, and we know what we need. So I guess that means it's time for the really fun part, the how. Let's actually make a candle. I'm going to walk you through it step by step. And look, when you break it down like this, it's actually super simple. First, you get your jar ready and stick the wick in. Then, you gently melt the wax. You let it cool down just a little bit, stir in your amazing scent, and then slowly pour it. You use a little holder to keep the wick centered, and then comes the hardest part of the whole process. You have to wait. But seriously, that's it. Just 6 main steps between you and a perfect homemade candle. Okay, everyone, listen up. If there is one thing you take away from all this, let it be this number, 160 degrees Fahrenheit. This is your magic number. It's the perfect temperature to add your fragrance oil. Any hotter, and you risk burning off the scent. Any cooler, and it won't mix in right. 160. That is the absolute key to a candle that smells incredible. So once you've made that first candle, and you realize, hey, I can do this, that's when the real fun begins. Because now you can start playing with scent. This is where you go from just following instructions to actually being an artist, you know? You get to create a signature scent that is 100% you. It's kind of like building a song, right? Perfumers think in notes. You have your base notes. These are the deep, grounding scents like vanilla or sandalwood that stick around. Then you have the mid notes, which are the heart of the fragrance, things like lavender or rose. And finally, the top notes, are that first little burst you smell, like lemon or mint. When you start blending these together, man, that's how you get a fragrance with some real complexity. But how much scent do you actually add? Good question. This is called your fragrance load. For soy wax, the sweet spot is usually somewhere between 6 and 10% of the total weight. So, like you see here, an 8% load is a great place to start. It gives you a really nice, strong scent that isn't totally overwhelming. You might think more is better, but actually adding too much oil can mess with how the candle burns. So stick to that 6 to 10% range. Okay, so let's be real for a second. Your first few candles might not look like they came from a high-end boutique, and that is totally okay. The cool thing about using a natural product like soy is that it has personality. And some of the things you might think are mistakes really aren't mistakes at all. For instance, you might see this kind of chalky look on the surface. That's called frosting. Or you might see wet spots where the wax pulls away from the glass a little. You know what that means? It means you're using real, 100% soy wax. It's just what it does. And if you get a little dip in the middle, a sinkhole, that's super easy to fix with a little extra wax. Honestly, these things are the charm of a handmade candle. It proves it wasn't made by a machine. So there you have it. From why soy wax is so awesome to that magic number for adding your fragrance, you've got all the basics you need to just get started. Making that first candle is just step one. It's the beginning of a super cool, creative journey. So really, the only question now is, what are you going to create next?